pitcher's mound, home plate to pitcher's mound, to 45 to imaginary 45. Basically, if there's a ball fielded in there, that's where you have the chance to have runners lane interference. A couple keys to remember with runners lane interference. The idea is that runner needs to be inside the box the whole way down. The lines are included as the box. And I'd say more times than not, it's in the box, out of the box, in the box, out of the box. Okay? So keep that in mind when those plays happen. Number two, remember, the catcher still has to make or the fielder still has to make a good throw. Just because that runner is running inside, meaning in fair territory, if that catcher guns it over his head, and Buzz, you were talking about this in the parking lot, you can jump in if you want, but if he guns it over his head, that's not necessarily interference because the guy was in the box. Okay, keep that in mind. And then number three, understand too that it's the runner's responsibility that, 2 points with this, that he could be in the box the whole way down the line, and then he's got to come into fair territory to touch the base. Okay? That runner's doing everything he's supposed to do. The problem that we have on times is that the runner, especially a right-handed batter, that he's swinging coming out here, he's starting out here and he's starting in fair territory the whole way down here. That ball hits him that last stride going into the base, as opposed to the guy that's in the box the whole way down, has to come into fair territory for that last step, and hits him there. One guy's doing the right thing, one guy's doing the wrong thing. So don't just go with that, well, he was in fair territory and the ball hit him, we're going to call him out for runners lane interference. No, absolutely not. Guys, jump in if you need to here. That's a big area yourself for that. You don't want to be caught, you don't want to be blindsided by that. Okay, so remember the difference between the two. If the runner's doing everything he's supposed to do, and that last stride comes into fair territory and hits him, boom, you're fine. If he's not doing what he's supposed to do, and that gets him at the very end, that last stride, you're going to have to sell the crap out of it. You know, remember, you're umpiring for these fans and all the dugouts. You're going to have to come out and probably call time 5 to 10 times. Big attention, draw it to yourself, sell the heck out of it. That's interference. He's out, and then Schneid will come out and go, whoa, you know, they always say that kind of. That's exactly what it sounds like too. All right, so we're not really going to be able to do it here now, but it's just something you got to keep that in mind. That when that ball is hit in the box, you know, meaning pitcher's mound to home plate to 45 to imaginary 45, you're telling yourself, I'm ready for interference. I'm anticipating interference, and then if it doesn't happen, okay, no big deal.
The easiest thing to remember, guys, at least I use it as my rule of thumb, is if this guy's out here running illegally the whole way down, it's a no-brainer. If he's somewhat close or in and out, in and out, in and out, and then he's there, but if he's illegally running the whole entire time, it's a no-brainer. Someone's about to argue with you, what do you want me to tell you, Coach? He was running illegally the whole entire way down there. It's the easiest way to diffuse that argument. Yes?
How about the drop third strike with the runner lane interference out here?
It's the same, and I didn't demonstrate that because that only happens 1% of the time. But it's exactly the same thing. And some runners are smart that they start coming down, and then boom, they come out like this.
Yeah.
That red flag goes up. If they're not doing what they're supposed to do with the runner's lane, you guys should be on alert to be ready to make that call, be ready to sell the heck out of it, be ready to signal out a couple of times, and then be ready, even though you're 100% right, be ready for these guys to come out and say, what in the world, what are you talking about? And also, conversely, remember, too, that this guy could be running the whole way down in fair territory, and the catcher just guns one 40 feet over his head. That's not a quality throw to make a play right there. Question?
And we had this debate in a workshop over winter last year. The NCAA rule is different than the pro rule, where the pro rule is the ability to receive the ball, where the NCAA affects the throw or the ability to receive the ball.
Yeah, but it's still stated with Tom Heiler, everyone else in the NCAA meeting, quality throw. Must be a quality throw.
And look, I'm not going to rule stuff. We'll let you guys discuss that at your meetings. The concept is still the same thing. The concept's still the same thing. So we've had these guys standing here for a little bit. Let's just split the group in half right here.
Let's talk. Well, two more things about this. I don't want to beat it to death, but we're going to miss this most when we're surprised. So John said he has 2 or 3 things to do when he comes out here. He's got fair foul, catch no catch, boom, and now he's got runners lane interference. And I think you need to tell yourself as an umpire, as soon as he comes out here, you need to be talking to yourself, he's legal or he's illegal. All right? And if he's legal, it's simple. And if he's illegal, your flag should go up. You're looking for 2 things. You're looking at the fact that he's illegal, and he interfered. He's got to interfere. Just because he's inside or outside the runner's lane doesn't make it interference. He's got to interfere with that throw. All right? And the NCAA rule is what if he hits him with the throw, there's where the throw comes in. If he hits him, he really didn't interfere with the fielder throwing it. He interfered with the throw because he's illegal. He's got to interfere with a throw that is able to be fielded to retire the runner. Okay? It's that simple. But whenever we miss it, I always say we missed it because we were surprised. We weren't expecting it when we came out here. Now all of a sudden it happens and it blows up on us. Another thing, Lou was around here somewhere. Is Lou still here? Our evaluations will tell us most. Not for these guys and not for the dugouts. We've got to move. We've got to umpire. The worst thing you can do is stand here in this dirt circle. Let's get out here and at least fake it that we're working for our money, and at the same time we're umpiring, okay? Because our evaluations will tell us the guy was lazy. He never left the dirt circle as a plate umpire. That's not good. I know everybody wants to excel to the next level, and that's the way to do it, to be out here doing your job and earning your money. And then that way, you're out here, if you've demonstrated your ability to do this, you're thinking, fair foul, catch, no catch, where's the runner? And if the runner's inside the runner's lane, we're good, everything's good. Like Andy said, the rule says he may exit to touch the base. The rule doesn't say he may be in fair territory to touch the base. That's the guy that was illegal the whole way down. Chase Utley, he's out every time. The guy's the best cheater in the major leagues, my favorite player. But he will run illegal every time to gain an advantage. He's going to be out whenever there's a doubt down there. The rule says he may exit the runner's lane. Don't buy into the coach's argument that, Buzz, the bag's in fair territory, so he's got to come out there to touch the base. Yeah, he's got to come out of the runner's lane to touch the base. He doesn't get to run in fair territory the whole way down and then, oh, by the way, touch the base because it's in fair territory. If you know those and you're looking for them, you're going to get them right.
Nice job.